Bliss is a series on Sky One, and it was written and created by David Cross, who you might remember from Arrested Development. He's also done his own other projects, but I think that's where most people would know him as the never nude husband of Portia de Ross's character. It stars Stephen Mangham, Heather Graham and Joe Hartley, with the main character Stephen Mangham plays being a bigamist. Well, alright, technically he's not a bigamist because he's not married to women, but he has one marriage and one secret family that he has avoided marrying because obviously it would come up on records, but they're essentially common law man and wife, and he has a child with each family. And this shows how he has managed to balance both family lives as a successful travel writer for the last 16 or so years. He tells one family that he's away for a week somewhere and then relocates to the other side of Bristol where his other family lives, and then lives with them for a week and keeps this sort of flip-flop going between them. And he swaps cars at the airport, so he's got a full pack of things in the boot of the car to help, you know, travel tags, mementos, things like that he keeps swapping over and chopping and changing. And they get over things like how can he afford such a lifestyle, etc., by saying that he is a successful writer and he's, you know, gets lots of money in that respect. And he keeps both lives very separate, and he's constantly juggling the stress of having both families. So if he's going to Weston-super-Mare with one family, he will sort of cede to the other family in conversation that you really don't want to go to Weston this weekend because it's full of like violence, or there's been accidents, or whatever, the bad weather's bad, just to try and keep it balanced. The series picks up 16 years in, and it's getting harder and harder for him to keep his two lives from crossing over, not least because he lives in the same city with both families, and his children are starting to mix in the same groups, and there's a plot running through that his son fancies his daughter, and then also that his son has taken a job with a builder as a bit of a Saturday job, and they are now going to be doing his other family's kitchen, so there's going to be a crossover there. And also the wives are getting involved in the same community activities. So the reason I wasn't going to initially talk about it, but that's the plot laid out, and the reason I wanted to mention it is because I'm not sure what to make of it. It's a drama, but it's got comedy elements, but it's not like a dramedy. And then it's got a very, very dark edge. There's one point where he sits in his car when he thinks he's lost it all, and then gets a Stanley knife out and starts trying to self-harm. He doesn't, well, he does a little bit, but he doesn't properly, let's say, to the point where he slits his wrists. But it just came out of nowhere, and it's a little bit sort of off kilter. And I think they're trying to build the fact that he's going to have a nervous breakdown, or something is going to happen as a result of the stress of these two lives crossing over and meeting. And that's what I want to talk about before, say, the last episode of the series airs, because it's obviously heading towards some sort of crescendo. But up to now, it's been very, very strange. I mean, it's only half-hour episodes, and it's all very well acted, and it's all very well shot. And the reason I've kept watching is because I'm not sure how this is going to end, whether they're going to go for a really depressing, sort of realistic ending to these two families finding out about each other, or whether they're going to end up with a sort of comedy, everyone's happy in the end. You know, the one wife has already got feelings for a builder that she's met, and whether or not it all resolves and, you know, everyone's better for knowing the truth. It's worth watching if you want something different. I'm not going to say it's great TV, but it's certainly different TV, and it's inventive. And, you know, sometimes people have to take risks, and that's maybe why David Cross, being an American, you know, couldn't get funding for it in America, because they don't want that kind of risky show, and Sky was willing to take a punt on it. I say give it a watch. There's not a lot of episodes in the series. They're all on catch up. They're only half an hour long each. And if you like the actors, I watch it because I like the actors as well, then, you know, it's not a waste of your time. But let me know what you think if you've got your own views on it. You know, I'm sure if you've been affected by these kind of things, it may not be quite so funny, or it might be spot on. But it's obviously clever, a bit inventive, but ultimately it just sort of is missing an ingredient, and I don't know what that is. But let me know if you think you've got an idea as to what it should be.